Iya. Halo, ya. Hallo, ihr guten Tag. Mein Name ist Uli. Ich arbeite für die KI. Das dachte ich. Hallo, guten Morgen.
Pak yang perwakilan dari
Also ich habe nur gesagt, ich komme jetzt mal dazu. Genau.
Oh, jetzt fluently in bahasa Indonesia pada beberapa tahun
Eine Karte in 14, aber hier Deutschlandkarte. Also ich halte es gut zu sagen, so, alles gut? Läuft alles?
people say 1 hour, what a difference. Silakan pagi putra.
So we should be talking distance.
Kesulitan.
Ya, yang cuma satu ini.
Sisanya benar-benar
Selamat pagi. Terima kasih.
Baik, Bapak Ibu sekalian, Bapak Wakil Gubernur, Pak Basuki, Purnama, Bapak Asisten Bidang Ekonomi dan para pejabat dan Provinsi DKI, teman-teman semuanya. Selamat pagi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Pak Wagub atas kesempatan yang kedua ini. Bapak Ibu sekalian, ini adalah bagaimana Mas? Kita ketemu di pertemuan pertama. Pertemuan kita hari ini adalah the second meeting dari pertemuan kita bulan April. Anita you there also in April this year. Merupakan tindak lanjut dari pertemuan saya dengan Pak Wagub. Ketika itu kami berada di sini dengan Pak Dubes RI di Prancis. Kami membawa rombongan dari MBB Pak Wagub. MBB ini salah satu perusahaan BUMD Pak. Dari kota Gießen, negara bagian Hessen, jadi selatan barat sedikit dari kota itu ya, dari seluruh peta Jerman. Kota Gießen ini memiliki BUMD yang mengolah sampah dan air limbah menjadi air bersih. Saya telah sepulang dari sini ketika April itu saya mengunjungi BUMD ini di kota Gießen Dan saya menyaksikan beberapa hal yang mungkin ada banyak persamaan. Hanya perbedaannya memang kalau di kota Gießen saya lihat semua rumah tangga ini pipa-pipa bawah tanahnya itu sudah terpasang semua ke perusahaan MBB ini, UMD ini. Dan di sana jumlah penduduk cuma 70.000 Pak di kota itu Pak. Penduduk 70.000 yang tersambung semua dengan pipa. Saya katakan kepada mereka, Anda kan tahu Jakarta. Jadi mereka mempelajari juga.
Please enjoy. From Holland, wow. Holland bakery.
From Holland. Jadi kedatangan kami di sini ingin membantu Bapak Ibu sekalian dalam kerangka janji yang lama. Dan ini memang janji ini memang instruksi dari Bapak Presiden sendiri ketika beliau ke Berlin bulan Maret yang lalu. Kemudian saya membawa BUMD ini memang satu perusahaan yang sangat relevan, meskipun jumlah penduduknya berbeda jauh dengan DKI, tetapi beberapa teknologi ini yang agak khusus dari mereka adalah green technology. Jadi mereka sangat memperhatikan environment teknologi ya, yang berhubungan dengan perubahan iklim, sehingga teknologi yang dipakai itu ada tidak merusak lingkungan, bahkan memberikan kesempatan bagi kita untuk juga turut menurunkan emisi. Tentu nanti akan memberikan presentasi singkat dan di sana ada beberapa opsi lah, misalnya opsi kerjasama yang ditawarkan oleh MBB ini. Itu Bapak Wagub beserta seluruh jajaran dapat mempelajari dari presentasi ini kira-kira opsi yang mana yang bisa diambil. Apakah diperlukan ada sister city cooperation dulu dengan negara bagian Hessen, sehingga di bawah MOU tersebut nanti akan ada semacam main element. Main elemennya adalah pengolahan sampah dan air limbah menjadi air bersih. Dan memang topiknya adalah waste to energy. Jadi saya sudah lihat sendiri dari kotoran yang dihasilkan tersebut menjadi biogas itu dapat menimbulkan pembangkit listrik dan juga panas yang digunakan tidak saja untuk perusahaan MBB tapi juga untuk kota Gießen sendiri yang merupakan ibu kota dari negara bagian Hessen. Saya kira pengantar saya begitu Pak Wagub tidak panjang lebar dan saya ingin memasuki wilayah substansi dan ingin memberikan kesempatan kepada Pak Abel, yaitu direkturnya, karena ini 100% adalah milik pemerintah Kota Madya Hessen, jadi dia juga direkturnya ini bisa mandiri, non-profit, tapi dia memberikan keuntungan ya. Setahun keuntungannya itu sekitar 2 juta sekian euro tahun 2011. Kalau boleh Pak, kita lanjutkan.
Vice Governor DKI Jakarta, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to thank you that we have got the possibility to come here and to talk about our impressions and our ideas and experience. He asked me if we can support you. So now we went to the ambassador to Berlin. We talked about these things, and the ambassador came also to us to Gießen. He had a look at the wastewater treatment plant. He had also a look at a very modern waste-to-energy facility. Yeah, and this was the beginning of this presentation I now want to start. Let me begin with who are we, what is MWB? MWB, the name is Mittelhessische Wasserbetriebe, translated is Middle or Central Hessen Water Utility. It is owned by the municipality of Gießen by 100% of the shares in the public sector. The legal form is public company, but it's organized as a private company. The goals of our company are the provision of public water supply according to the standards of the European Drinking Water Directives and the WHO, on 24 hours and 7 days a week. It's also, and this is important for this project, there's also the goal of the provision of wastewater management services according to the EU directives. Oh, there's a mistake, yeah. To facilitate public health, hygiene, and public health. We are interested in the sound environmental conditions in our catchment areas, but however, we are all living in one world, so we are, of course, interested in sound environmental conditions everywhere. Yeah, and I think this should also be mentioned here. One goal is to keep our fees down. We want to be as cheap for our inhabitants as possible. We are a non-profit company. That means we are responsible for the potable water supply. We are responsible for the wastewater management, for stormwater management, hydraulic engineering facilities at rivers and water bodies, and let me say water-based services which are related to these responsibilities. So, of course, operation and maintenance of the systems and plants. We are monitoring the industrial discharges, and we are responsible, or our task is it, to utilize and to recycle the sludge and the residual products. Municipality in legal issues. We have also a customer management system, and we collect our revenues by ourselves. Some economical data. Our balance sheet ends up with 150 million euro. We have an equity of about 150 million euro, including 30 million special items. Our turnover is 27 million euro per year. We are financed by ourselves, so we collect the fees by ourselves. The fees we collect comprise all activities we do, so it's the complete financing of these, such as plant extensions or new plants. Let me come to the MEB excellence. Our management and operation features by a proper organizational setup and a well-trained staff. We have a training plan, and we are, I can say this, we are proud of our well-trained staff in Gießen. We have a permanent experience exchange in our professional networks. There are a lot of networks which carry out such experience exchanges regularly. Our technical processes are reliable, efficient, and steadily running. Our jobs have a high health and safety standard. We are a certified plant. We just passed a certification process which focuses exactly this issue. Yeah, it's a kind of culture in our company to continue improving our technical and economical processes. last year we had a focus on the energy efficiency, but also on the other things. So, for example, we are proud that we have unchanged since 1998, and we are very proud of it. So you can imagine we have a good reputation in the resident population, We used to have a very close cooperation with the universities. In particular, the THM, it's the University of Applied Sciences. They are located only a few meters beside my office. Because we have excess energy, and energy is very expensive in Germany, and I think also here, and I think it will even get more expensive, and because of the discussion about the carbon dioxide or the ecological footprint. Important features I want to mention. The first is the sludge and organic waste to energy facilities. Facilities which produce electrical and thermal energy. And now we are just changing the system. We are constructing some extensions, and from the next year increase the energy generation to more than 150% of our energy consumption. So the waste by a sludge heat exchange device. It's very technical, and I will skip the explanation for it. We are selling the thermal energy, told it already, for the utilization in heat-to-chill facilities. Hot water to produce cold water. And this cold water subsidizes electrical energy in agriculture as fertilizer, but this will be terminated within the next years. And so we started with another utilization, also good for the environment. We will incinerate the sludge in future, maybe directly in an incineration. Some additional features of our wastewater treatment plant. We have an innovative and established technology. We select the technology very carefully, a diligent selection process, because we don't want to have non-reliable technology must function. Our plant is among Germany's top wastewater treatment plants concerning the energy efficiency, environmental standards, facilities. Our mechanical and electrical equipment, instrumentation, control and organization of our plant complies to the highest efficiency standards. This is not a matter you can find it not everywhere. I know a lot of plants where rather cheap pumps are used, but if you compare the energy losses with investors, you will find that these modern machines are much cheaper, at least as the old one. Yeah, we discussed a lot what may be interesting for you. We had a review, a rough review of the master plan, and we looked around here in Jakarta, and so we could imagine that special technologies can be interesting for you, and this will be heard by Dr. Klassen.
Governor, Ambassador, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to continue. We have tried to make up our minds regarding the situation of the Jakarta wastewater sector, of the development, and so we took a look in the new master plan. We also went around, we went to sites and to get some impressions. And there are two very important goals, be the provision of the public hygiene and health through proper wastewater system, and also the provision of sound conditions in the aquatic environment to facilitate the improvement of the groundwater resources. We have learned that Jakarta is suffering a lot of the decreasing groundwater level, and therefore it should be we should use the water we collect and we treat for the replenishment of groundwater resources. We have defined, we have had a look at the situation here, and what we could imagine that you have plenty of biomass available, and not only the biomass from the wastewater management, but we have also biomass from plants, from green food, from food remains, etc. And so our idea was to use some kind of a waste-to-energy approach for the development of the wastewater sector, which would also lead to drastically reduced operation maintenance costs, and furthermore to the reduction of the CO2 emissions and minimized ecological footprint. I think it's important to have some kind of integrated approach, holistic approach, not to look only at the wastewater sector, also to look at the water supply sector, for the water reuse, effluent recycling, for the waste management sector, and additionally for the power supply sector. Because our idea is to have waste to energy. This implies that we look at the waste management sector for sure and the energy sector. We are also aware that all solutions here must be affordable, that everywhere in the world they must be reliable, easy to handle, they must be cost effective, and for sure they must be environmentally sound. In Jakarta we learned that space is literally not available anymore, so solutions for any processes in wastewater treatment or management must consider very small space availabilities, and the solution for sure must consider the existing situation of Jakarta wastewater sector, that's to say the existing sewerage system, the individual treatment plants, and the septic tank system on site. Mention leaves in anaerobic digesters for the energy cogeneration, and that the energy to be produced in these digesters could be used for operation of the wastewater treatment plants, and just what Clemens told us, that we do not have, that we have excess energy, that we produce excess energy, thermal excess energy to be used for joint district cooling, in chillers to be used for air conditioning. We saw that there were huge buildings, huge shopping malls which have to be cooled, and this might be a good idea to use this thermal excess energy for the production of chill. This would mean that you could also substitute electrical energy. This is some kind of example. We saw it at Gießen during our site visit. This is some kind of a plant. We have biogas, we produce electricity. You can see down there the line, the yellow one, and we produce heat. And there we have a chilling machine, and the chilling machine
Yes.
gives chill,
Yes.
and we take a little bit
I think
energy.
we're going to invite you to our Bandar Gebang. Yeah. How to say it? Garbage. Dump site of
Dump site.
Yeah.
Dump site in Germany is literally not allowed anymore. It's only for the...
We also not allowed.
Yeah.
We have the law. Yeah, we have the
But
law.
yeah, yes.
But sometimes, yeah, this is not a God's word, so we could
Yeah.
not follow that. I think today maybe have time a little bit. Tapi mesti diajak ini jam segini kan?
Atau diatur
Sholat Jumat,
Ya.
Jumat,
sholat Jumat.
Sholat Jumat.
Ya,
Saya jelaskan.
Recommendation, I just don't want to bore you. We have two variants. The first one is anaerobic digestion and gas utilization. So we have a picture, we have a figure here saying we can produce energy 50 kilowatt hours total per capita a year. And if we have additionally drying and incineration means, we can additionally gain 50 kilowatt hours per capita a year additional energy. This would mean that we have a benefit, and these are only very rough figures, of approximately 8 million euro per year for 1 million people catchment area. So, cooperation, I just pass over to Clemens.
Yeah, we discussed a lot in which way we can cooperate, and I have some proposals. I can imagine that this could be interesting for you. The scope of the possible services are: we can support you with technical consulting services, planning, design, procurement. Means more an assistance than to do it ourselves in the completely. So, especially a review, update of the JICA master plan, the review of the short-term JICA implementation concept, and also of the proposed BOT model for the wastewater treatment plants. We can also imagine to support you with utility consulting services, such as the setup of a customer management system or sewerage management information system for implementation of O&M standards or standard processes. We can assist you during initial operation phases, etc. I think a city, a mega city like Jakarta, should also be attended by scientific monitoring. And here, I told it already, we are very close with the University of Applied Sciences. They can support you with scientific monitoring. Yeah, last but not least, we can imagine that we train your staff for running the wastewater treatment plant, the lab, the technical office and administration.
May I just add one thing? We are talking about standards for operation maintenance, and we also discussed, we have in Germany, we have a very nice system of standards for water supply and also for wastewater management. And these standards could be used for planning and for all consulting services, but also for the operation and maintenance of facilities. And they are very helpful, and we have made the experience in many projects worldwide that there are many utilities coming up and saying let's use these standards, because it's very holistic, it's integrating different sectors, and it's, how can I say, this is the typical German behavior to produce kind of standards, and it's very good standards.
We believe that. We believe that.
Okay.
The best car in Indonesia still Mercedes. Number 2 BMW.
Yeah, then we come to the way we can imagine to cooperate. I think it should be necessary, or maybe not necessary, but I think it should be useful to give the cooperation a frame by a memorandum of understanding between the government of DKI and a lot of activities like cultural exchanges and so on. But then we come to the wastewater treatment and the wastewater management. Here, MWB, I already explained it, can support, DKI can support Telepal, and several departments with consulting services. We can assist you, we can make trainings and so on. But the most important thing
Kalau saya udah 20 tahun hampir. Nah budaya-budaya doang gitu nggak bisa. Kalau itu budaya
energi.
Cuma untuk mencapai MOU-nya biasanya ada letter of
the most important thing
dengan DDM, ada tahapan yang tadi bisa.
The most important thing we would recommend is we could imagine that that no organization, no group, no unit has been founded in the past, which is really responsible to give an initial push to the implementation of the wastewater management. This special purpose company, or this implementation unit, should be responsible for coordination. I will come to the special tasks on the next page. Yeah, this is a very important thing, and there's a hell of a lot to organize, to coordinate when you want to install such a very big system. You can imagine if in every zone we coordinated, that whole Jakarta will have a very, very big problem. You can also imagine that when in every zone very different treatment plants are constructed to define standards for whole Jakarta. And this is for example, a very important task for the special purpose company. This special purpose company should be absolutely independent. It should not belong to any contractor. It should be responsible for the interests of DKI. So, as I said, the most important proposal is the formation of a special purpose company integrating international and local know-how. It should work as a partner to DKI, to PDPAL, with the goals transparency, trust, clean business processes. It should represent the Indonesian interests. For example, the added value should be here in Indonesia and not in Germany, not in Japan or China. This may last, I think this may last about 25 to 30 years. The tasks, the main tasks, will be coordination and organization of all implementation activities. The managing, controlling, all consulting and construction contracts for implementation of these measures, funds acquisition, proposals for financing, consulting services for legislation, if required. Also public relation and awareness campaigns. According to our experience, this is very important to inform the people living in this city, because they have to understand what's going on. Otherwise you will get a problem if nobody accepts what's going on. Yeah, and last but not least, proposals of PPP contracts and other tasks may follow. Let us come to the steps, what we can consider. I think.
So we are slowly coming to an end. Just want to give a short review of the existing master plan for wastewater management, which had been prepared by JICA, and we studied it.
The technology.
Yes, technology. And we found it very comprehensive and properly prepared, diligent work, I must really say.
And you follow up in that. You want to do is a leapfrog, you know. You don't want to follow the old technology. The latest technology is better to do a leapfrog to the latest technology. Untuk power itu mesti. Dia jangan ikutin JK langsung loncat aja.
Okay, so all in all, it was a very solid work, and they did very properly defined implementation phases, and tried to understand the size of the not only project but of the program. But all in all, we found some points we also would like to mention. And there were some, from our point of view, some missing statements about the energy efficiency and excess energy generation. It was plain for us. They tried very hard to establish a proper system for wastewater management, but we thought also of reducing the cost for the system, especially or particularly in terms of keeping revenues down, and for sure we came to this waste to energy approach. Also, we did not find much about the minimization of CO2 emissions and the reduction of the effects for the climate change, links to water supply, and also organic mass flow, discussions of organic masses, flows of organic masses were not too much involved in this paper. So our idea was to have a review and update of the master plan, to have a certain state of technology, including this waste to energy approach. So the the implementation phases of the project, we think that it was quite realistic to say we have short-term measures, we have mid-term measures, and that there were some that there have to be taken some long-term development measures, and there was the JICA master plan defined certain zones. And the idea was to start with zone 1 and zone 6 to introduce new storage systems and a new wastewater treatment plant in zone 6. So what we could do, what we could offer, is to review and update the master plan and the feasibility study for the wastewater treatment plant to be implemented under the BOT scheme, Build, Operate and Transfer scheme, for the financing. We could also set up a project implementation unit. This is our idea, to have a project implementation unit jointly working together with the PDPAL, and to coordinate all the projects, all the zones, not only to have 2 zones doing by Japanese financing, and other zones to do by World Bank financing, and maybe other zones to be done by Chinese financing whatsoever. I think coordination would be very, very useful. So this is the idea with the project implementation unit. And we also think that long-term assignment of international staff for continuous strengthening of this PIU, which should be established with Indonesian staffing and with international staffing, should be really a long-term task. And this is our proposal for you, what we could offer for let me say, facilitation or for the enabling to carry out proper program for the new wastewater management system here in Jakarta. So this is until 2020, 2030. There are other zones which are to be coming up, and in 2050 there are remaining 9 zones to be implemented. I think there's much to discuss. There could be many, many changes during the time, and so we want to come to an end right now. And important is our proposal for the setup of the project implementation unit. For the first 6 months, I just want to summarize. We could imagine to found and organize some kind of a special purpose company to serve as a project implementation unit, updating master plan, reviewing feasibility study, and also to look and to assess additional financing sources, and who are also to take care of invitation of contractors for carrying out contracts and investments. So this is from our part, and we would like to thank you very much.
Hassan is our economic assistant.
Well, thanks for the presentation. If you look at your approach, there are certain backlog, especially as far as Jakarta government is concerned. Number one, we cannot borrow directly as government. So mostly people will seek for a sovereign guarantee. Only we have a 2-step. But that doesn't necessarily mean that our company cannot. They can, but they are very limited in terms of equity and so forth. So that's the condition. So if we are to approach this with the concept that you offer, I think there are several things that we need to look at in terms of how we set up this SPC. Maybe it's from your side, and then a PIU could be a joint with PDPAL. And the first I think the first target should not really be this first and sixth zone. That means only 20% coverage. I think we're pursuing more by 2020. The World Bank is interested also in this part. Having said that, I think it's also important to bring some others. Could be the World Bank, could be ADB or multilateral organizations to be involved in terms of setting up this to make it more proper. But again, we have this limitation that we still cannot provide sub-national guarantee. That's as long as we could bear in mind that, then I think we can go forward. Now, as far as the JICA is concerned, their approach is taking so long. That's why first government is a little bit unhappy with the sequence, because they have the master plan. The next time they will do the design, then at the end of the day we ended up with 4 years and we still haven't signed any contract. So that is the problem. So if we can, with this kind of approach, could speed up the process in terms of implementing the master planning and also seeking for the financing together, I think we would be happy to explore more of how we should go about it.
A huge interest in speeding up the process. This is, from our understanding, this is a true political issue, and for sure people want to see some kind of success. And the idea here was to have some kind of coordination through this project implementation unit, and this unit should go for ADB, should go for World Bank, should go maybe for KfW, German Development Bank, for all these donors to try to arrange funding, not only to carry out Zone 1 and Zone 6, but also in parallel to carry out the implementation of the other zones.
I think part will be to take responsibility for this. So this is a good idea. So PDPAR first make like an MOU or something of that for Sister City with this Hessen first. And so they give the authority to this corporation to control all, to manage this all.
Yes.
And we don't want until waiting for 2050. How come? We want it in 10 years.
They're all gone.
But in 10 years we have to accomplish all. Jadi dari koordinasi dulu kan. Nanti baru tentukan ini kerjasama dengan mau Jepang, mau Cina, mau World Bank, mau Jerman. Yang penting idenya itu benar. Teknologi mesti kita review, nggak sesuai yang JK. Nah ini kan ada kesempatan teknologi yang bagus. I prefer speak Indonesia is better. No, I think we know the latest technology. That's why we hope you advise to us to make a review of the JK study. So PDPAR will be in charge to find out how to make an agreement, including our garbage department, solid waste, to work together. So we don't want to talk just about the wastewater, but also a solid waste. So together, I think we have to find one company to invest in this. PDPAR is more easy. So we could appoint PDPAR to responsibility for this, to make a study, JK. In 10 years, you have to finish all the Jakarta, the second Hessen. Every horsepower have to connect it to this pipe. You know, because we have a 13th main river in Jakarta, always flood, but we lack of freshwater resources. And the central government want to develop a very huge project from our Jatiluhur Dam, I think more than 5 trillion or 7 trillion rupiah for supply the water. That's how come. This has a problem. You just solve the problem here, you get the water. For what you come from Jatiluhur to invest? It's like only a project.
It's a 70 kilometer dam.
Itu kelemahan negeri kita, Bang. Jadi kita lebih suka tuh proyek itu. Nggak pernah solve the problem. But this system solve the problem and we got the benefits.
Also can provide
Get the fresh water. Ya itu masalahnya. Jadi saya kira ini aja. Siapa Pak Hasan yang incas dorong PDPAL, siapkan dia punya dokumen. Jadi saya kira pusat Pak Dubes juga bisa bantu. Yang penting idenya itu ada yang incas gitu. Kalau soal duit gampang, kita pikirkan duit bisa dari Jerman mau dari mana. Dan kita aja mampu kok. Berapa T semua? 70-80 T kan? Kita mampu sudah. Pinjaman juga mampu. Sambil jalan sambil dapat duit. 1 tahun 7 T mampu gitu. Kita punya uang banyak nih. Kita hemat dari alat tulis saya kalau udah paper, surat semua. Saya bisa hemat itu bisa 6 T. Betul Pak, alat tulis kantor kita tuh 6 T 1 tahun Pak. Saya hemat dari e-katalog bisa hemat 1,2 T. Yang e-katalog beli langsung udah hemat 20%. Nah ini pembelian e-katalog itu udah bisa berapa T. Kalau kita dibikin paperless punya kantor nih, mungkin 4 T, 5 T langsung dapat. Kita bisa bikin sendiri, pinjam-pinjam basa-basi 1-2 T nggak apa-apa. Bank apa gitu. Jadi ini incasnya. Ya siapa? Gimana mau MOU dulu sister city supaya ada payung hukum ya.
Paralel bisa.
We are very thank you on behalf of the province. I want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for Excellency, Ambassador.
Yes, and we would like for sure.
And to give advice or something to say, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Our doctor from Germany.
First of all, thank you for the presentation.
But don't speak Germany.
No.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen, thank you so much for the presentation, and also thank you for the Indonesian ambassador in Germany for this very good chance. For me, as I live in Germany, I experienced and live in Germany for 6 years, and I did my master in Berlin in 4 ways. And also, you must know this one. I did my doctor in TU Hamburg with Professor Otto Pohl.
Yes, I
so
know him.
yeah, you know him very well.
Yes.
So I mean, here we are together. I mean, this is the closest past that we can deal with. Now we meet the actor, we meet the government. We are not talking about the World Bank. We are not talking about JICA, but we are talking about the actor who did it. And I know very well that German is really advanced in waste and wastewater, also the standard. So I mean, why we have to argue for this one? Thank you.
Ini bisa kasih kartu nama ke Ibu Tias.
Ya.
Tias ini calon kepala dinas kebersihan.
Wah.
Wakil.
Ya Bu Tias, saya Opa.
Wakil dan.
Terima kasih. Thank you.
Jadi Pak, you have something to say maybe?
Iya, jadi Pak, it's clear Pak, kelihatannya SPC ini letter set up SPIU ini just to arrange the strategy to develop package, I mean the zone area of Jakarta Pak. Karena biasanya orang kalau SPC Pak biasanya pikirannya konstruksi saja gitu. Kayak gitu.
Are you ready to accomplish this in 10 years?
Iya Pak.
Huh?
Yeah.
In 10 years, how come in 2050 and to all? Still alive or not?
PDPAL saya kira eksperimen paralel gitu.
Saya kira langsung aja Pak, coba aja. Ya. Now it's only our coverage only 3%.
Iya 3%.
The whole Jakarta is very shameful. And we hope next year our ambassador is a former governor. He have to work
He will continue.
harder
Dan
my excellency. Former ambassador.
saya sudah ceritakan sama calon dubes yang akan datang mengenai ini supaya ada continuity. So we need continuity and sustainability Pak. Jangan stop begitu saya kembali. Kalau saya kembali akhir tahun Pak Moga sudah. Jadi saya transfer semua kepada beliau.
That's why I support him, fully support.
Was supporting him.
When people ask how about Mr. Fojibo be ambassador in Germany, I said there's a right person and the right place. Yeah. He came back to his second hometown.
And speak again German.
I just missed the sausage and beer in Berlin at midnight and on December. Wah itu, gila nggak mereka tuh, ngajak saya keluar, saya udah mau tidur, buru-buru nggak pakai long john, pakai jeans, jalan kaki, gila tuh.
Orang sana jalan kaki semua, Pak.
Jalan kaki pakai long john, nggak sempat pakai tuh jalan-jalan. Jadi saya bilang langsung aja ya,
dengan Pak ini ya, Pak Hasan ya.
Jadi secara hukum bisa ditangani kan, kerjasama MOU, CCP. Nah ini udah plot semua, teknologi kita sesuaikan yang terbaru. Lalu soal dana baru kita ngomong dengan Bappenas dan Menteri PU mau yang mana ya. Kalau dia nggak mau pun udah kita biayain sendiri. Kita biayain sendiri. Banyak banget jadi bisa ini bayar.
Aku bilang pajaknya terlalu rendah. Jadi
sekarang mau bayangin PBB rumah saja Pak, yang tercantum di dalam NJOP dengan pasar itu udah 5 kali boleh. Ya kita naikin 2 kali 3 kali boleh. Untuk pejabat mantan pejuang kita diskon 75%. Ada. Nah, kita jadi untuk mantan presiden, wakil presiden, gubernur, wakil gubernur boleh diskon.
Mantan dubes ya.
Itu belum dimasukin tuh, harusnya dimasukin tuh. Mantan dubes harus masukin tuh. Tapi satu rumah Pak. Makanya saya boleh bilang sama istri saya, kita kalau beli rumah sekarang saya tahu caranya. Yang gimana? Beli rumah tetangga terus. Dia bilang satu rumah Pak. Jadi kalau beli yang jauh nggak sebelah nggak dihitung. Jadi kita ngincarnya rumah tetangga sebelah. Kalau beda tempat sudah nggak pas kan?
Di awalnya sama nomornya.
Iya. Mesti pas gitu. Satu nomor luasnya 3 meter.
Maybe we can continue with the fixed side.
Yeah, I hope we have to accomplish all this agreement.
Mumpung mereka di sini saya kira
Before next year.
karena kita memang
Ya.
caranya tidak.
Next month, if you go to this better. Cepat dong, bisnis tuh bisnis. Ya.
Jakarta has no time to lose. The situation is really challenging. So the time need for moving is extremely high. And if I may say from my personal perspective, we have a very wide range of experiences in supply of drinking water, in wastewater treatment, in solid waste treatment, and in the production of energy. But each technical solution is a compromise between different requirements. And the requirements in Jakarta are different than the typical requirements, for example, in Germany. We have worked as a team very often outside of Germany. So we know how to adjust the technical, but also the commercial and the administrative solutions to the requirement. But that does mean also in the opposite way, we need the support from your side, because only if the information concerning the requirement is a proper information, and I believe that could be an exchange of information with PDPAL. Only if this exchange of information is the proper basis for the continuing of the technical and the commercial solutions. And I believe it is not the time to talk about technical solutions in detail. It's not much arrogant if you say they are available. That is not the problem. They have to be adjusted, and they only can be adjusted if the understanding of the requirements is a proper way. It's done in a proper way, and even the support in finance can be done. We have access to people who already execute a very unique finance setup for environmental protection, in technical terms and in administrative terms and in the time frame. And if we have this exchange, I believe that we have a very good foundation. We have the know-how to make it round. Immediately.
Asap.
Possibly yesterday.
Yeah. Mungkin.
Ya, pas aja ya. Iya. Ajak aja kita. Yeah, we have another company. We have a Jakarta Property. This is the property company. He will purchase the water company from the Swiss International, Palija. So I think it's better join together. All we need is we want to accomplish all in 10 years. That's the very ambitious because we just could 2 terms. That's the maximum of this constitution. We want to accomplish it in 10 years.
Always good to be ambitious.
15 years lah. Delay dikit more than 15 years. But Indonesian, you always have to do like this. If you have a meeting at 7 o'clock, you tell everybody at 6 o'clock. So we'll come at 7, so you come on time. You say in 7 o'clock, everybody come at 8 o'clock. The same, we need in 15 years is okay, we could tolerate 15 years. So we said 10 years. So we come 15 years. That's our culture, different culture. Thank you very much. And if you have time to go around, you sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh, foto. Mau yang foto? Mau di bawah.